This is Informer News, your voice of the people. Timeline is Sunday the 28th of December 2014. Welcome along, my friends, to another edition of Informer News. Coming up in this week's broadcast, EX Area51 Scientist and Second Lieutenant in the Marine Corps reveals exclusively the timeline for the closest approach to Earth by Nibiru, as well as top secret Majestic 12 documents, plus top secret deep underground military bases unknown to most Americans, the dark secret. Also, the Horn Star and her escorts revelations, and bank employees issued with survival kits. Okay, into this week's news. This first report originates from allnewspipeline.com, titled Bank Runs Coming. Huge new clue. Every major bank to receive survival kits. What do they know that we do not know? Posted on December the 10th, 2014 by Susan Dulclos. Why would every major bank need survival kits for all their employees? Why is the US government prepared to spend up to $200,000 on survival kits for their bank employees at Bank of America, American Express Bank, BMO Financial Corp, Capital One Financial Corporation, Citigroup Inc., JP Morgan Chase, and Wells Fargo, just to name a few? What do they know that we do not know? Perhaps they are preparing for bank runs and employees to be forced to shelter in place. To view the full transcript, go to my website, endtimes23.com, where I've posted the link. There's a live link to my website near the end of this video. This following information, revelations and warnings passed down over thousands of years by the ancients from the Cauldron Bible, titled Malignant Horn Star. God whose wrath lit up heaven and whose fire devoured the wicked. Let not the great forces of earth afflict me. Manuscript 3 of 10. In those days men will have the great book before them. Upon its return, wisdom will be revealed. The few will be gathered for the stand. It is the hour of trial. The dauntless ones will survive. Manuscript 4 of 4. The flames going before will devour all the works of men. The waters following will sweep away whatever remains. The dew of death will fall softly as a grey carpet over the cleared land. Manuscript 5 of 1. It twisted about itself like a coil. It was not a great comet or a loosened star, being more likely a fiery body of flame. Manuscript 5 of 4. This was the aspect of the doom shape called the Destroyer when it appeared in days long gone by in olden times. Manuscript 5 of 5. The doom shape is like a circling ball of flame which scatters small fiery offspring in its trail. It covers about a fifth part of the sky and sends writhing snake-like fingers down to earth. Manuscript 12 of 11. Let the destroyer come as a whirlwind of the barren places. Manuscript 26 of 10. Be alert and strong for the days of the next visitation when doom reaches down from the skies. Manuscript 33:2. The days of the years were shortened and the times of all things altered. The seasons were turned around. Manuscript 33:5. 4 times the stars have moved to new positions, and twice the sun has changed the direction of his journey. Twice the destroyer has struck earth. Scroll 33:12. Great mistress of the stars, let us abide in peace, for we fear the revelations of your horns. In the midst of the land the evil breath hit at the throat before it drove men mad and killed them. 4 of 5. Then God caused a sign to appear in the heavens, so that men should know the earth would be afflicted, and the sign was a strange star. Creation 4 of 6. The star grew and waxed to a great brightness, and was awesome to behold. It put forth horns and sang, being unlike any other ever seen. Manuscript 3 of 1. Men forgot the days of the destroyer. Only the wise know where it went and that it will return in its appointed hour. Manuscript 3 of 2. It was as a billowing cloud of smoke, enwrapped in a ruddy glow, not distinguishable in joint or limb. Its mouth was an abyss, from which came flame, smoke, and hot cinders. Manuscript 3:3. When ages pass, certain laws operate upon the stars in the heavens. Their ways change, there is movement and restlessness. They are no longer constant, and a great light appears readily in the skies. Manuscript 3:4. When blood drops upon the earth, the destroyer will appear, and mountains will open up and belch forth fire and ashes. Trees will be destroyed, and all living things engulfed. Waters will be swallowed up by the land, and seas will boil. Manuscript 3:6. The people will scatter in madness. They will hear the trumpet and battle cry of the destroyer, and will seek refuge within dens in the earth. Terror will eat away their hearts, and their courage will flow from them like water from a broken pitcher. They will be eaten up in the flames of wrath and consumed by the breath of the destroyer. Manuscript 3:7. Men will fly in the air as birds and swim in the seas as fishes. Women will be as men and men as women. Passion will be a plaything of man. Manuscript 3:9. Then will the heavens tremble and the earth move. Heralds of doom will appear. The hour of the destroyer is at hand. This next report originates from planetxnews.com, titled 2014 Changes in Solar Position, and this was posted on July the 21st, 2014 in planetx/the heavens. An update on the Sun's position. For the first time since the significant axis shift in 2004, which we've been tracking since 2006, the 2014 summer solstice measurements on June the 21st, 2014 have shown another increase of the Sun's position to the north, where it was setting about 10 a.m. to the north on a clock face. It is now about 10:15 to 10:45 towards the north from where I've measured it in TX, and 10 o'clock from Salt Lake viewpoint. I have expected the Salt Lake City latitude to be closer to the 9, so that means the Sun is much farther north of the Tropic of Cancer than the 1,200 miles I estimated. More like 2,000 miles north of the mid-Mexican Tropic of Cancer, perhaps north of Washington State. I wish we had heard from someone in Seattle or anywhere on that latitude. This explains the changes in the weather this year. Increased solar position towards the north is increasing melt and evaporation of the glacial ice, thus increasing humidity levels. This explains the high fog we are seeing over Texas each morning this year. This is the first time I've seen this kind of weather in Texas during 20 years of residence. Daily high fog is normal in Northern California, but not Texas. I have also read some interesting articles on the rampant increases in Greenland's glacier melting and loss of ice reflectivity, indicating heavy bottom melting. So this corresponds with what we are seeing with the Sun and unusual weather. Fortunately, our planet still remains the same distance from the Sun. Texas always had a dry heat, but I have been seeing humidity levels consistently above 89% every day in June. It is 90% as I speak at 5 a.m. July the 2nd. I have a digital wireless weather station to track conditions, temperature, humidity, biometric pressure, wind, rain levels, etc. The top of the photo is true north. The red lines indicate the sunrise and sunset positions from DFW, Texas region on the June 21st summer solstice between 2006 and 2013. The yellow line shows the new sunset position for June the 21st, 2014, a significant change for the worse. Although the sunrise also increased exponentially, the daily morning high fog obscured the view for precise sunrise measurements this year. To view the full transcript, go to my website endtimes23.com, where I've posted the link. There's a live link to my website near the end of this video. This following report originates from mediafire.com, titled Deep Underground Military Bases in America Unknown to Most Americans is a Dark Secret and it's right under our noses. In America alone, there are over 120 deep underground military bases situated under most major cities. USA FBS, US Navy bases and US Army bases, as well as underneath FEMA military training camps and DHS control centers. There are also many deep underground military bases under Canada. Almost all of these bases are over 2 miles underground and have diameters ranging from 10 miles to 30 miles across. They have been building these bases day and night unceasingly since the 1940s. These bases are basically large cities underground connected by high-speed magneto-levity trains that have speeds of up to 1,500 miles per hour. Several books have been written about this activity. Richard Sauder, a PhD architect, risked his life by talking about this. He is the author of the book Underground Bases and Tunnels. What is the government trying to hide? He works with a number of government agencies on deep underground military bases. The average depth of these bases is over a mile. They again are basically whole cities underground. They have nuclear-powered laser drilling machines that can drill a tunnel 7 miles long in one day. Note the September 1983 issue of OMNI, page 80, has a colored drawing of the subterranean, the Los Alamos nuclear-powered tunnel machine that burrows through the rock deep underground by heating whatever stone it encounters into molten rock. The Black Project sidesteps the authority of Congress, which as we know is illegal. There is much hard evidence out there. Many will react with fear, terror, paranoia, but you must snap out of it and wake up from the brainwashing your media pumps into your heads all day long. Are you going to be a rabbit in the headlights, or are you going to stand up and say enough is enough? The US government, through the NSA, DOD, CIA, DIA, ATF, ONI, US Army, US Marine Corps, FEMA and the DHS has spent in excess of $12 trillion building the massive covert infrastructure for the coming one world government and new world religion over the past 40 years. There is the deep underground military base underneath Denver International Airport, which is over 22 miles in diameter and goes down over 8 levels. It is no coincidence that the CIA relocated the headquarters of its domestic division, which is responsible for operations in the United States, from the CIA's Langley headquarters to Denver, constructed in 1995. The government and politicians were hell-bent on building this airport in spite of it ending up vastly over budget. Charges of corruption, constant construction company changes and mass firings of teams once they had built a section of their work was reported, so that no one group had any idea what the blueprint of the airport was. Not only did locals not want this airport built, nor was it needed, but everything was done to make sure it was built. Despite that, Masonic symbols and bizarre artwork of dead babies burning cities, and women in coffins comprise an extensive murales well as time capsules, none of which is featured in the airport's website section detailing the unique artwork throughout the building. DIA serves as a cover for the vast underground facility that was built there. There are reports of electronic and magnetic vibrations which make some people sick and cause headaches in others. There are acres of fenced-in areas which have barbed wire pointing into the area as if to keep things in, and small concrete stacks that resemble mini cooling towers rise out of the acres of nowhere to apparently vent underground levels. The underground facility is 88.3 square miles deep. Basically, this underground base is 8 cities on top of each other. The holding capacity of such leviathanic bases is huge. These city-sized bases can hold millions and millions of people, whether they are mind-controlled enslaved New World Order World Army soldiers or innocent and enslaved surface dwellers from the town cities of America and Canada. To view the full transcript and list of bases, go to my website endtimes23.com, where I've posted the link. There's a live link to my website near the end of this video. Informer News can now exclusively reveal the timeline for the closest approach to Earth by Nibiru. This info was passed on to me by Dr. DJ Wall, EX Area51 Scientist and ex-Marine Corps Second Lieutenant Daniel John Wall, who also passed on to me Majestic 12 top secret documents regarding extraterrestrial entities and technology recovery and disposal, titled Restricted SOM 101, Majestic 12 Group Special Operations Manual. It also states top secret / majestic eyes only. Dr. DJ Wall also works with Phil Schneider, the guy who worked on constructing the underground complexes. And also Phil was responsible for killing one of these aliens that came out from one of these bases. Phil, who went public on many top secret issues, was taken out by the elite's assassination squad. Okay, my friends, you're all invited to join this channel by subscribing to End Times 23, which is a totally free subscription service. You're also invited to add me as a friend on Facebook and follow me on Twitter. If you'd like to drop me a line on my blog, by all means do so, or if you'd like to join one of my circles in Google+, the links are under this video. All this week's news links can be found on my website, endtimes23.com. There's a live link near the end of this video. Well, that's your lot for this week, my friends. I do hope you enjoyed the show. I'll be back with you in a week's time with another edition of Cosmic News. So until then, this is your informer signing off, friends. I'll see you on the flip side. EX Area51 Scientist and Second Lieutenant in the Marine Corps reveals exclusively the timeline for the closest approach to Earth by Nibiru, as well as top secret Majestic 12 documents, plus top secret deep underground military bases unknown to most Americans, the dark secret Also, the Horn Star and her escorts, revelations, and bank employees issued with survival kits. Okay, into this week's news. This first report originates from allnewspipeline.com, titled Wicked. Let not the great forces of earth afflict me. Manuscript 3 of 10. In those days, men will have the great book before them. Upon its return, wisdom will be revealed. The few will be gathered for the stand. It is the hour of trial. The dauntless ones will survive. Manuscript 4 of 4. The flames going before will devour all the works of men. The waters following will sweep away whatever remains. The dew of death will fall softly as a grey carpet over the clear. Bank runs coming. Huge new clue. Every major bank to receive survival kits. What do they know that we do not know? Posted on December the 10th, 2014 by Susan Dulclos. Why would every major bank need survival kits for all their employees? Why is the US government prepared to spend up to $200,000 on survival kits for their bank employees at Bank of America, American Express Bank, BMO Financial Corp, Capital One Financial Corporation, Citigroup Inc., JP Morgan Chase? This is Informer News, your voice of the people. Timeline is Sunday the 28th of December 2014. Welcome along, my friends, to another edition of Informer News. Coming up in this week's broadcast, and Wells Fargo, just to name a few. What do they know that we do not know? Perhaps they are preparing for bank runs and employees to be forced to shelter in place. To view the full transcript, go to my website, endtimes23.com, where I've posted the link. There's a live link to my website near the end of this video. This following information, revelations and warnings passed down over thousands of years by the ancients from the Cauldron Bible, titled Malignant Horn Star. God whose wrath lit up heaven and whose fire devoured the